So I started growing on this property, as I said before, 28 years ago, and there were 3 of us growing in a small plot. And since then, there are approximately 150 people growing at the Ignatius Center, with plots of varying sizes, some as small as 500 and we're 2,000, which is fairly large. It's been really nice to see that there's people like myself who are longtime farmer or gardeners, I should say. I grew up on the farm. We also see a lot of different ethnic groups come growing some of their own foods, and this gives them the opportunity to try and grow things for their own household. We know Sudanese here, we know Asians, we know some Latinos, and the center has done a very good job in making this land available. Having access to this kind of land is rather special, and we're very fortunate that Ignatius is here and has allowed and developed community gardens. Trying to find that space, even for your own community, for your own growing, can be difficult. And so it's a challenge in some places on where do you find the spot to grow if you want to grow. There's also the challenges of the season. This year is a very dry season, and so we're spending a lot of time watering, but you'll always take something home, and you always plant a little bit bigger crop than you need. And if the groundhog comes in and takes in a few plants, well, that's what it is to be a grower, whether it's in your backyard or in a community garden spot. So I'm fortunate to have a house and a backyard garden, and I'd mentioned before that I grow my peppers and my okra in the backyard, and that's just this year. And in the past, I've grown peppers in this garden, and I've grown okra as well. And so what determines who grows what is really up to you. I know that there are other people that have grown sweet potatoes, but I haven't done that. Garlic is another popular one that's grown a lot of. People have done corn, different beans. Anything that can grow in Ontario, you can give it a try here. The nice thing about growing is you have your own food. You know what you're eating. It's not expensive, but you do put the labor in, which I enjoy. This is the Maitland Plot at Ignatius. This is our 28th year gardening here at Ignatius, and we have 2,000 square feet. Is what we garden, and that's enough for supply us with vegetables basically for the year, between putting it in the freezer and the cold store and into cans, etc. This section is all cabbages, a couple new cabbages, and mostly storage cabbages that go into the cold store for the winter. So we have, and it'll keep in the cold store till April, the end of April. We store carrots till maybe January in the cold store. You put them in a sand bucket so that they keep moist and don't dry out. Green beans, so another kind of bean, but these are the fresh beans, and I also freeze those. Those are my primary beans for freezing. Tomatoes, different kinds of tomatoes. I do quite a few tomatoes because I freeze and make sauces and ketchup and all sorts of things. So
every January at the University of Guelph, an organic conference is held. This conference is a place for everyone involved in the organic movement, from farmers to processors to consumers. One of the main draws of the conference is its wide selection of workshops to attend. Some of the workshops in 2017 included season extension through the use of greenhouses and hoop houses, and how to manage and market to CSA members. The biggest event, though, is the Organic Trade Show, with over 155 vendors on 3 levels of the University Center. These vendors include seed sellers, machinery dealerships, organic food and clothing shops, as well as internship and learning opportunities. The conference is a place where people can meet, connect, and exchange ideas. The Organic Conference is a great resource for anyone interested in the organic movement. Common Ground Farm is a small-scale organic market garden CSA located just south of St. Thomas. In 2016, Common Ground was home to 17 pigs. The pigs brought a new element to the farm. They had an entire pasture to dig up and tons of scrap vegetables to eat. The chickens live in 2 movable houses that are surrounded by an electric fence that keeps predators out. They provide us with our daily eggs as well as fertilizer, while we give them shelter, food, and a safe place to roam. There are honeybees kept on the farm that belong to Wildflower's Honey. They pollinate many fruits and vegetables on the farm, such as peaches and eggplant. Now for the most important part of the farm, the vegetables. Season extension is an important component to the farm. Our heated greenhouse allows our season to start in February, where we start planting seeds that will be planted in May, June, and even as early as April outdoors. There are a total of 5 hoop house structures. First, you already saw the heated greenhouse. The other 4 structures are unheated. They allow our seasons to start early and end late. In the springtime, we're able to start early plants such as cucumbers and tomatoes in our hoop houses, whereas in the fall, we're able to plant more high-value, winter-hardy greens, such as spinach, certain varieties of lettuce, and mustard greens. By using these season extension methods, as well as planting a large quantity of storage crops, such as carrots, squash, potatoes, and daikon radish, we are able to feed not only ourselves for most of the season, but also many of our customers. When fall hits, we start major harvests of storage vegetables that have been growing majority of the summer. These vegetables include celeriac, potatoes, carrots, onions, sweet potatoes, squash, radish, such as daikon and black Spanish radish, garlic, parsnips, beets, Napa cabbage, regular cabbage, and rutabaga. We store all of these in a large walk-in cooler. Our customers can purchase our produce all year long at the Western Fair Market and for majority of the year through our CSA program. What amazes me still is that even in the middle of winter, we are able to have a meal that is completely from the farm. To me, this is what food sovereignty is.